ragazzi! This is Talk Calcio TV on YouTube. Ciao! Welcome to Talk Calcio TV. And if you haven't already known, the weather in England today is quite bad. You could say that we are home from Rome, but the snow from Rome followed me home. There you go. Right, latest talking points in the world of Italian football that have developed in the last couple of days. First of all, as we know, last night we had the Coppa Italia semi-finals. It will be the Bianconeri Juventus taking on the Rossoneri AC Milan. Juventus, of course, they won their leg against Atalanta last night, 1-0, so 2-0 in aggregate. AC Milan and Lazio, however, of course the two teams either side of me here, that went to extra time and then it went to penalties. Former Roma, albeit Lazio fan, Alessio Romagnoli scoring the decisive penalty to take the Rossoneri to the final where they will have a showdown with Juventus. Now, of course, before the game, Bruno Gattuso complained about the snow. But in the end, snow? What snow? Gattuso has won at the Stadio Olimpico, just like AC Milan, twice in the last 4 days. It's proven to be a bit of a good omen for them. So we have those two teams in the final. Bizarrely today, we've had a call from, of course, ex-England international, of course, ex-Nottingham Forest, Leicester City, Bradford City, many other clubs, striker Stan Collymore, saying that Liverpool should go for Gianluigi Buffon. Now, as we know, Buffon is out of contract with the Bianconeri in the summer. He just recently turned 40. It's likely he's going to retire. Without going too much into English football here, we know that Liverpool have had problems with their goalkeeping crisis, both Mignolet and Clarius. Collymore has made a claim on the radio saying Buffon is the experienced man that they need to steady the ship in the net. I'm sure as good as Buffon is, there must be other talent out there that might be a better long-term replacement than a short-term replacement than, say, Gianluigi Buffon there. On to the Rossoneri, that's AC Milan, of course. Leonardo Bonucci has come out and said that them reaching a final this year would have been impossible at the start of the season. As you know, the Rossoneri didn't start the season too well under coach Vincenzo Montella. He was then sacked. Of course, Bonucci was under vast criticism from all quarters, saying that he didn't look the same after the Champions League final. I've got to say, I thought the same. Even when we was at the game at the Stadio Olimpico on Sunday against Roma, that first half, you know, Patrick Schick's physical presence was bullying Bonucci about. He was giving the ball away. First half, I thought, is this the same Bonucci? But in the second half, he, like the rest of AC Milan, they came out. The organisation was a lot better. And, you know, under Gattuso, they have real fight and fire in their belly as well. There's definitely a desire which wasn't there, unfortunately, under Vincenzo Montella. So there we have Milan and Juventus in the Coppa Italia final on that one. Also, Alessandro Costacurta, we mentioned the other day how he still wants Antonio Conte to be the next Italian coach, of course, after Gianpiero Ventura was sacked. As we haven't made it to Russia 2018, I have to say that again then. He said that it will be between three men, and that is, of course, one, Antonio Conte from Chelsea, two, Roberto Mancini, currently at Zenit St. Petersburg, of course, recently knocked Celtic out of the Europa League last week, and also current under-21 boss Luigi Di Biagio, who will be in charge for the friendlies against both Argentina and England, respectively, in March. Lastly, it has been confirmed today that Roma, the Giallorossi, have made an operating loss of 40 million euros. Now, that is down from last year when it was 53.4. Of course, one of the major reasons for the reduction is the fact they've qualified for the Champions League, obviously having lost the playoff last year to Porto to qualify. Jim Pallotta, the Roma owner, of course, who isn't very popular with the Giallorossi faithful right now. We know that from our being out on the curve stood on Sunday after they lost to AC Milan. So much venom and anger was directed towards him, more so than the players and the coach Eusebio Di Francesco, which did take me by surprise. Now, when Pallotta bought Roma 5 years ago, he said that he wanted to make them one of the biggest clubs in Europe. They would stop selling their biggest players. It's fair to say, though, they have sold several key players during his tenure. Of course, in the summer, Mohamed Salah and Antonio Rudiger were sold to both Liverpool and Chelsea, respectively. It's fair to say their recruitment, they didn't replace those two key players. A lot of their other signings, maybe Cengiz-Under and Kolarov apart, haven't quite delivered. Now, Pallotta has also said that in 3 years' time, having their own stadium will be key. Another way of creating more revenue for the Giallorossi, which is much needed right now. For those who don't know, of course, a stadium was granted planning permission to be built in the Torna Valley area of the Eternal City. For those who aren't too familiar with their geography, that is south of the River Tiber. It was also confirmed today that both Patrick Schick and Gregory Defrail have now been signed permanently from Sampdoria and Sassuolo, respectively. Of course, they joined in August on loan deals originally, but today's financial report concludes they are now officially Roma players. And right now, Roma could do with all the firepower possible if they want to qualify for the Champions League, that's for sure. So thanks for watching this episode of Talk Calcio TV, and tell us what you think about the topics discussed here. Coppa Italia final, who will win that? Will it be Juventus or AC Milan? Of course, it's been confirmed just as we've been on there. Giorgio Chiellini will be suspended for that one, of course, after elbowing Andrea Bellotti. Tell us what you think about the possible future Azzurri coach of the national team. And also, what about Roma? Is Jim Pallotta, is he the right man to be running the club or not? Tell us what you think. Like, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. Talk Calcio TV on YouTube. And later on tonight, we're just going to go have a wash and have some pasta. We're going to have a special feature on this weekend's game, the Derby della Madonnina. That is AC Milan, the Rossoneri, against their city rivals, Inter Milan and Nerazzurri. So stay tuned for that one. Arrivederci. Ciao.